There are moments in life when we fight through storms that feel impossible to survive. We face pain that shatters us, heartbreak that leaves us in pieces, losses that strip us of hope, and battles with ourselves that feel never-ending. And then, somehow, we make it through. We heal. The wounds close, the scars form, and people around us say, "You're stronger now. You've made it." But deep inside, there's something you can't explain. You're healed, but you feel empty. The world looks at you and thinks you've won, but your heart whispers that something is still missing. You smile because you're expected to smile. You show strength because people say you're strong, but when the noise fades and the night is quiet, you wonder why you feel hollow inside. This emptiness is not weakness. It is not failure. It is not proof that you haven't healed properly. It is simply life showing you that healing is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of another. Healing takes away the pain, but it doesn't always restore the meaning. Healing closes the wound, but it doesn't automatically fill the space that pain once occupied. And this is where so many of us struggle. We think once we heal, everything should go back to normal. But healing doesn't bring us back to who we were. It brings us to who we are becoming. And that new version of ourselves often feels like a blank page, like an empty space waiting to be filled. That emptiness you feel, it's not the absence of life. It's the invitation to create it. The first truth we must remember is that emptiness is not the enemy. It's an open field. Think of it like a wound on your body. Once it heals, the scar is there, but the space where pain once lived is now ready for something new. Too often, we confuse emptiness with failure, when really, emptiness is opportunity. It's a sign that the old has passed and the new has not yet arrived. And this is where your choice comes in. You can either sit in that emptiness and call it hopelessness, or you can plant seeds in it and call it growth. The second truth is that meaning is never something we find by accident. It's something we choose to create. Many of us heal from heartbreak, but then we sit waiting for life to hand us purpose, waiting for joy to knock on our door. But life doesn't work like that. If emptiness is space, then meaning is the garden you plant in it. It's in the small things you decide to pour yourself into. It's in the risks you take when no one is cheering for you. It's in the moments when you wake up and decide that even if you don't feel full, you'll move like someone who believes fullness is possible. The third truth is that emptiness often teaches us that survival and living are not the same. Yes, you survived the storm, but now you must live again. Too many people stop at survival. They say, "I'm no longer broken, so I guess this is enough." But your life was never meant to be just survival. You were not designed to just exist. You were made to live with fire, to carry light, to give and receive love, to build, to explore, to fall and rise again. Survival was a chapter. Living is the story. The fourth truth is that connection fills what healing cannot. Healing happens in isolation, but fullness happens in connection. Many of us, when we are broken, retreat from people. We build walls to protect ourselves, and those walls serve their purpose. They keep out more pain, but those same walls also keep out joy, friendship, laughter, and love. Once you've healed, the walls need to come down. And I know that's terrifying because stepping back into connection means risking hurt again, but you cannot be full without connection. Life's meaning is always shared. Happiness that is bottled up inside us soon dries out, but happiness that is given, multiplied, and celebrated with others becomes abundance. The fifth truth is that emptiness is the birthplace of purpose. Think about it. Every invention, every song, every dream that changed the world came from someone who felt the ache of something missing. Emptiness is what wakes us up to possibilities beyond what we've known. It pushes us to ask, what else is there? Who else can I become? What more can I give? If you feel healed but empty, that is life telling you that your next chapter is waiting, that you are not finished, that you are being called to create, to give, to expand. So, what do you do when you're healed but empty? You stop treating emptiness like a curse, and you start treating it like clay. You mold it. You give it shape. You pour into it experiences, lessons, creativity, service, and love. You stop waiting for life to magically hand you fullness, and you start building it one brick at a time. Think of it like this. When someone loses everything in a fire, once the ashes settle, they face an empty lot. That emptiness is painful, yes, but it's also possibility. They now have the chance to rebuild, maybe even stronger, maybe even more beautiful than before. The emptiness after healing is like that lot. Pain cleared the space. Healing leveled the ground. Now it's your turn to rebuild. And let me tell you this, fullness will not come all at once. You won't wake up one day suddenly filled with meaning. It will happen in small ways. In the way you smile at a stranger and realize you made their day better. In the way you pick up an old hobby and feel joy spark again. In the way you forgive yourself for not being over it as quickly as others expected. In the way you allow yourself to try, even if you're scared. These little moments are bricks, and over time, they build something real. Do not confuse emptiness with being lost forever. You're not lost, you're transitioning. You're shifting from one version of you to another. Think about the seed underground. To the outside, it looks buried, forgotten, empty of life. But within that silence, within that space, something is growing. Emptiness is that soil for you. It is the dark space where roots take hold. It feels like nothing is happening, but inside, everything is preparing. And yes, there will be days when you feel the weight of emptiness heavy on your chest. Days when you wonder if you'll ever feel whole again. On those days, remember this. Wholeness isn't about never feeling empty. It's about learning to live fully, even in the spaces where emptiness lingers. It's about learning that life doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. If you've been through pain, if you've been through battles that left you scarred, then you already know strength. You already know resilience. And if you can survive what tried to break you, then you can survive the emptiness that comes after you are strong enough to rebuild. You are worthy enough to find joy again. And you are capable enough to create meaning from what feels like nothing. Don't be afraid of the silence that follows healing. Don't be afraid of the blank page. This is your chance to write something new, to not just return to who you were, but to step into who you are becoming. The healed version of you may feel empty now, but that emptiness is the gift of possibility. So stand tall, take a breath. Look at that space inside you, not with fear, but with hope, because it is not the end, it is the beginning. And what you choose to do with that emptiness will define the story you tell tomorrow. You are healed. Yes, but you are not done. You are just getting started.